my channel. My name is Tosin. For everyone that is new here, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe down below and like this video even before we start. So the book we'll be reviewing today is Half of a Yellow Sun, and the author's name is Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. This book was published in the year 2006 and it has 34 chapters, 433 pages. It's not large, you can read and enjoy it. This book is based on the Nigerian Civil War, which took place between 1967 to 1970. Some of the characters that are portrayed in this book are fiction. Well, are they fiction? No, they are real. But the events that occur around them, the mini events, not the war, the mini events that occur around them are fiction. So this book is, the theme of this book is love and war. So it is love that occurred during the time of war. Let's just put it that way. So the tone of this book is very melodramatic, and the words she uses, that's where you know that she's a really good writer, is that the words she uses to write this book is, they are very descriptive, realistic sounding, and they flow. So when you read the book, it's so easy to get engrossed in the book, and you just follow the line the way she has written the book. It's really interesting to read. So the novel takes place in Nigeria between 1967 to 1970, and it shows the effects of the war through the dynamic relationship between 5 people. So the 5 people are Olana and Kainene, who are twin daughters of a prominent businessman in Lagos. He's an Igbo man, but he's really rich. Then Odenigbo and Richard, who are the fiancés of the respective twin sisters. That's Olana and Odenigbo, Kainene and Richard. Richard is a white man, he's a British man. He's a writer, and he was interested in the Igbo culture. I don't know, I can't remember now what the art he was interested in Nsukka, but it's a really popular art. Is it Igbo Uku now, or I really don't remember, I'm so sorry. And then the houseboy, a 13-year-old houseboy whose name is Ugu, and the book is actually seen through the eyes of Ugu in the way she wrote the book. So the book jumped between events from the early 60s to the late 60s, and it jumps in between, back and forth. So you have to in your mind retrace what happened in the previous chapter, or and try to connect it with what we are reading. So the main characters of this book are Ugu, as I've said, who at the beginning of the book came to live with Odenigbo as his house help. So now Olana was living in Lagos with her parents, but she got an offer to become a professor of sociology or a lecturer of sociology in Nsukka, where Odenigbo was already a professor of mathematics. So Odenigbo is a very eccentric man, and he has almost all lecturers would be, sorry to all lecturers out there, but they have their own ideas of what society should be like, and he frequently entertains his intellectual guests, his fellow lecturers, to come and discuss the political and economic situation of Nigeria as at the 1960s. So life changes for them when Olana decides to move in with Odenigbo, and then Ugu, who is the houseboy, forms a very strong bond to the two of them. He is very protective of them, and he doesn't want anything to happen to their relationship, as you will see when you read the book. Olana's twin sister Kainene has a very dry sense of humor, if you know what I mean, and she has the tones that she gives, or the vibes she gives off in the book, is that she is slightly jealous of her sister and resentful of her because her sister is prettier than her, and so she has always been seen as the tomboyish one. But she's also very intelligent because she's heading all her father's companies in Port Harcourt and all those things. So she's an image of a strong, independent woman, which was not very popular as at the 1960s. You don't see a lot of women heading companies or doing that. Many people just get married and have children. So yes, the art that Richard was exploring is the Igbo Uku art. I can see it from my writings here. So this book now, from this point, it jumps 4 years ahead, where it shows that trouble is brewing between the Hausa and the Igbo people, and hundreds of people have died in massacres, and they have killed a lot of people in the tribal conflicts. And it's also important to note that this book has a lot of tribalism tone, which is realistic, because this is exactly what is happening in our country today. We don't have racism, but we have tribalism. Racism is color of your skin. We are all one color, not one color, but we are all black, we are all from the same race. So we don't have that, but we are from different tribes. That's why we have tribalism here. So during that time, because of the massacres of the Igbos by the Hausas, there was a call for a new nation, Biafra, and they wanted to split from Nigeria. But Nigeria would not allow them to split, because that is where all the oil deposits in the country, which is making the country very rich, is. So they wouldn't let them go. They decided to, oppress them and suppress them, and so this resulted in a conflict, a very severe conflict. That is the Biafran War, or the Civil War. It made Olana, Odenigo, and Uku to flee their home in Usuka. Usuka is in Enugu State, which is at the northern part of Igbo land. So they had to flee southwards to Umaya, that is in Abia State. I think it's Abia State. So when they got there, they thought the war wouldn't reach there, but the war kept coming closer. The Nigerian soldiers kept defeating the Biafran soldiers and advancing towards the south. And the reason for this is because of when you are at war and they cut off all your food supply, the soldiers will be weak. They wouldn't have energy to fight. So that's I think is even one of the reasons why the Nigerian soldiers were defeating the Biafran soldiers, because they used starvation as a war element against them. So they finally ended up in that refugee town, where that is also where Odenigo's mother is living. And that's where you realize that there was a bit of tension between Olana and her mother-in-law, because the mother-in-law didn't like her. So when the novel jumps back to the early 1960s, you see the conflict between the mother and Olana as to why the mother didn't like her. The mother didn't like her because she felt she was not right for her son. So she brought a servant girl called Amala. Yes, the servant girl's name is Amala. Don't ask me why. So, and during a trip where Olana was not around, she traveled to Lagos. Odenigo slept with with Amala. That is to show you that men can be extremely weak, despite the fact that they will confess their love and all that. So when Olana came back, she found out that he had cheated on her and she was angry. She now slept with Richard. That is her twin sister's fiancé. It's a very complicated situation. I don't know if it really happened or it's one of the fictitious events surrounding them, but that is really, really complicated. So it made Odenigo realize what he had done to her, because he didn't like that feeling of her cheating on him. So he became more compassionate towards her. But the bombshell was that Amala became pregnant, and Olana has been trying to get pregnant for a long time and it wasn't working. That was when they found out that they had fertility issues, but Amala got pregnant immediately. So it caused a kind of emotional breakdown in her, but she finally rallied around and decided to adopt the girl, because Odenigo's mother did not want a baby girl, she wanted a boy. So she came and dumped the baby at her son's house and left the baby there. So this story now jumps forward again back to where they are running for their lives, like during the war and all this kind of thing. And then we now see where Kainene and Richard come to join them, and they create a refugee camp to help soldiers running from the war and displaced people. So Kainene goes across the river, that's River Niger, to get food for them, for the refugees and for her family. But one day when she goes, she never returns. She doesn't come back, and when the book closes out, we see that they never actually found out what happened to her. Nobody knows what happened to her, and it is the same scenario for a lot of people in the southeast, as at that time there were just a lot of empty graves with no bodies to bury, and a lot of people were missing in action. They didn't ever know what happened to them. They just know that maybe they died of starvation or their body was blown up or something. So this book is very, it gives you an insight to what happened in Nigerian history, and it's important for us to know our history so we don't make the same mistakes again, so we don't repeat our past mistakes. It's a very pleasant read. It shows you the dynamic lives and what a human being is capable of doing, whether good or bad, and it shows that human beings, if we want to do good, we will do good. If we want to do bad, we'll do really, really, really bad. So the review I'll give on this is a 9 out of 10 because of the way the book was written, the literature, the words she used to bring the book to life, the way the words flow, and it's just easy for you to get carried away. It's beautifully written. Honestly, I give her a thumbs up on this. It's really, really good to read, and you draw some lessons from it. And I don't know how more to explain this, but it portrays that despite all, families always rally back together during times of war and during times of crisis, and it shows you the vulnerability of people during their worst times and the way they have pride in them for their nation and for what they believe in. So it's a very good book, and it gives you insights on a lot of things that happen, because majority of us were not born during the 60s. Let's just say that many of people that were born during the 60s or even experienced the war, they must have been like maybe teenagers to have remembered vividly all that have happened. That means they must have been born in the 1940s, and those people now, they are old. I think 70s, 80s, yeah 70 and 80-year-olds. So I would really appreciate it if you give me your thoughts and your comments. Put it down in the comment section below, and also give me suggestions or book you want me to review and talk about. I would really appreciate it. Please like this video, subscribe, and share to your friends. It will really do me a lot of good. I want to really use this medium to appreciate all those that have subscribed to me already. Please, let's build and grow together. Thank you so much. Have a nice week. Bye.